But we have to take a look at the newspapers. Sweet Mama is also joining me this morning. Mama, you're looking good.
I have a special song. Thank you very much, Roland Walker. Should I play back something that happened on the show yesterday?
No.
Are we talking Chelsea Barca this morning? How about we open the phone lines, you know? Can we open the phone lines on Chelsea Barca?
Is it time for the sports segment? I didn't know.
Who cares?
Is it time for the sports segment?
I want us to spend a bit of time and do some analysis of yesterday's game. Yeah.
Which game? Which game?
You know, you're going to talk about Manchester United, and I asked you to wait.
Champions League.
Wait for today.
Oh, but that's sports.
Wait for the game yesterday.
Sports, that's after a review of the newspapers.
We can duly talk about Manchester United. So, shall we talk about Manchester United now?
No.
Did you watch the game?
Which one?
The Barca Chelsea game.
No, I didn't.
You didn't say. So I can give every play of the. Can I play the goals to you?
No, but it's supposed to play. If you play, sports to play. So, can we do a review of the newspaper? You have.
No, we cannot. We cannot. I want us to talk about
daily graphic.
Oh my God, we will discuss this definitely. Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Daily Graphic news.
Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah,
we'll
talk Chelsea. I have a special song dedicated to Chelsea this morning and all the Chelsea fans. Wow, yeah. See
Chelsea breaking hearts.
Front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, a story that's been trending pretty much from the afternoon of yesterday to close day. It's going to be all around today. Is opening two others in court accused of causing financial loss of 217 million. So it's 217.3 million Ghana cedis to the states. There's a picture of Dr. Stephen Kwabena Opuning, former chief executive of Cocoa Board, on the front page of the paper. We will discuss this matter duly this morning on AM Talk right after sport, when our guests Inusa Fuseni and Emmanuel Chiramating Ejak join us. We've got some kind of evidence that we will be displaying on the show today, so it will be good for you to stay tuned as we bring you details of the conversation, all the charges, the 27 charges that's been laid at the doorsteps of the Cocoa Board, former Cocoa Board CEO. Also on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, Business Development Minister woos diasporan investors. That story is on page 52. And then Supreme Court dismisses case against NIB, saved from paying $60 million judgment debts. Ghana seeks parliamentary approval for bond issuance is another headline there when you grab the Daily Graphic newspaper. But where shall we begin? A bit about the opening story, which is one of the popular stories in Ghana today, was in our news. The immediate past chief executive officer of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Dr. Stephen Kwabena Opuning, has been hauled before the Accra High Court for allegedly causing financial loss of 217.3 million to the state. The criminal case filed by the Attorney General also accused one Seidu Agongo and an agrochemical company, Agricals Ghana Limited, of defrauding Cocoa Board of the said amount. Details of that story here, but we're extensively discussing this issue on AM Talk right after sport on the show with some evidence we've been promised. Alhaji Inusa Fuseni has promised to bring us something on the show, so we are all very much expectant of what he has to show us. But on page 16, you find this story filed by Emmanuel Ebo-Hoxin in Accra that says the Supreme Court yesterday dismissed a review application which sought to reverse its decision that saved the National Investment Bank from paying a $60 million judgment debt. In its ruling yesterday, a 7-member panel presided over by the Chief Justice, Justice Sophia Kufo, held that the application lacked merit and failed to meet the conditions for a review as stipulated by court rules. So details of that, there's a bit of background to the matter way back from 2010 March, and then the High Court judgment, the Supreme Court judgment subsequently, and then the review dismissed. All the background to this particular case you find in the Daily Graphic newspaper. In the center spread, Mensa Auto Build addresses a global convocation of Springboard, urges youth to be the change they desire. And then on the back page of the Daily Graphic, 106 Ghanaians evacuated from Libya. Story says that this number, 106 Ghanaians, have been evacuated from Libya with the assistance of the National Organization for Migration. On their arrival in the country, the migrants were given cash support to cover their immediate needs, including transportation, food, and water. And this comes on the heels of an earlier evacuation of 127 Ghanaians from Libya on November 29, 2017. Also, project to improve living standards of farmers launched in Tamale. You find many more stories in the Daily Graphic newspaper of today. Roland?
All right, so let's do the Ghanaian Times. We have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, fertilizer deal at Cocoa Board. Opuni, another charge for causing over 217 million Ghana cedis financial loss to the state. But Mama V, there's something else confusing me though. In our news, we said 2.1 billion.
Which one is that?
I think we said causing financial loss to the state to the tune of 2.1 billion Ghana cedis. So that's what it is. And the newspapers are reporting 217. Anyway, so we have Fulani chiefs apologize to president for atrocities of herdsmen. We also have we're ready to implement tariff cuts from April 1 according to the ECG boss. This one will interest you. The ECG...
Today's 15th.
They said they're not going to implement it.
This was the day that PRC had told us
that they would.
That electricity was... We're going to feel the change,
Fantastic.
The reduction. But apparently not. So we have to go back to the PRC.
Definitely. You know the deal. You know the deal. So we have to go to page 17 of the paper. And it says that the ECG has announced that it has implemented the major tariff review of the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission effective today. And the PRC 2 weeks ago announced a general reduction in tariffs, etc. And residential consumers, etc., will be getting all those. We're told 17.5%, while non-residential 30%, and on we go. But they're saying that it won't be effective from today. That is a reduction, so it will be from April 1. So that's the plain announcement. Finance Ministry must answer Maslow car deal. Adwoa Safo, and Adwoa Safo is the Minister of State in charge of public procurement. She appeared before Parliament or lawmakers. She said there is an uncertainty surrounding the role of Sarah Adwoa Safo as the Minister of State in charge of public procurement. Minority lawmakers in Parliament have claimed this cloud of uncertainty came up during question session in the House yesterday when Adwoa Safo parried away question related to procurement to the Ministry of Finance. We know she said, well, most of the things go and ask the Finance Ministry. Meanwhile, Fulani chiefs have been apologizing to the president for the atrocities of Fulani herdsmen, and they paid a courtesy call on the president at the Flagstaff House in Accra on Wednesday. 11 carjackers arrested in Accra and Tema. The story on page 18 of the Ghanaian Times basically says that a total of 11 suspected carjackers who are alleged to have been snatching cars from their owners in Accra and Tema. They've been arrested by the police CID anti-robbery unit, anti-armed robbery unit, and the suspects who operate in the gang have been arrested accordingly. And their names also have been provided. 11 vehicles have so far been retrieved by the police, and items found after a search on the suspects were knives, facial marks, 2 iPhones, and laptops. The vehicles retrieved include a Mitsubishi Pajero, Toyota 4x4, and Hyundai. The suspects operate in areas such as Pokwase. You live in Pokwase, eh?
After
Pokwase. Suspects are in your area. Only few have been arrested, so more of them
are bad people everywhere.
Ah, okay. Kaswa.
They're bad people everywhere.
Wager, Amasama, Botiano,
bad people in cantonments. They're bad people in airports.
It's Pokwasi that's offended. We want you to be safe each morning when you're coming. So our prayers are always with you.
You can't scare anybody.
We're not scaring you.
Bad people are everywhere. The bad people in this building.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Patrick Gomez is one of them. He's been faffing sometimes. He wants to punish me. So we have on the back page of the Ghanaian Times, disease-resistant coconut seedlings launched. Okay. Launch in the central region. That means the outgrowers will have them. That's basically what it means. Master plan on road infrastructure development for West Africa ready. We have all these plans. We're not able to implement them. So I don't know why we keep Mama V.
So you asked a question about the 2.1 billion. That is in 3 counts, 3 separate counts. So it's just breaking down the various charges because there are 2 people at the center of this.
Understandable.
So that's how come it's 2.1 billion. But there are a couple of things that the states will have to prove, by the way. This is the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Front page of the paper, Ghanaians appeal to government. Increase in VAT should only be for security services. That story is on the back page of the paper. It says...
and then which form of the security services?
Well...
Is it at the retail side where they give you a security man or somebody? Or maybe security service?
I doubt. I'm not sure there's a breakdown like that. I mean, because, anything that is going into security, yes, I guess. But not, I guess the opposition is the NHIA, the National Health Insurance, you know. But the story is on the back page of the paper. You can take your time and read. Cases of 133 former officials against NADMO on today. Remember, this number of persons who work with NADMO were transferred to various places after the change in government and administration, essentially, and they took NADMO on. So that case is back in the court today. Essentially, that's what the paper is reporting, that Accra High Court will today resume hearing in the case in which 133 former officials of the National Disaster Management Organization have sued their former employer. So an order that's the purported transfer of the plaintiffs not having been effected in accordance with the rules and regulations governing the conditions of the service of NADMO is unlawful, and that's null and void. Amongst other things, this is what they are trying to get the court to declare. Also an order that the purported appointments of acting district directors not having been done according to laid down rules and conditions of service and not being in consultation with the Public Service Commission is unlawful, null and void, and same must be reserved. There are a number of reliefs that they are seeking as well, all here in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. So just a bit on this. The former Cocoa Board CEO, Dr. Stephen Opuning, has been charged with willfully causing financial loss to the state to the tune of 2.1 billion cedis in 3 separate contracts for the supply of fertilizers from Germany. The state is prepared to prove that Dr. Stephen Opuning, new businessman Seydou Agongo, and his Agricult Ghana Limited were in no position to supply the fertilizers, but went ahead to sign the contracts. Many charges leveled against the two. We will open all the issues up here on the show. Okay, so there are other stories in the paper though, but these are the ones that I am concentrating on in the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
So let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. It has on the front page, Opuni faces 27 charges or counts over 217 million Ghana cedi fraud. We also have other stories. The light bills cut take off. Wasa Drobo, residents ran to Nana over Galamsey, and Abikalapa's cop killer grabbed. Okay, it's called Rahim. According to the story, he's been grabbed. So it says the suspected armed robbery gang leader who allegedly shot and killed Constable Daniel Owusu has finally been busted. Constable Daniel Owusu was assigned to the Tesano Community Policing Unit and was on a motorbike patrol with a colleague at Abekala Plaza Accra on July 13, 2017, when he met his untimely death. The suspect, Abdullah Rahim, aka Spartan, 25, was arrested by personnel of the National Intelligence Directorate of the police headquarters at Nima yesterday morning. When the incident happened, according to the story, he was said to have bolted to the Republic of Togo to seek refuge there. But he resurfaced about a month ago. Then he was caught, we're told. He's a suspect, though. He's a suspect. Wasa Drabot residents ran to Nana over Galamsey, and this is difficult as it can get. The issue of Galamsey is always in the news, and many communities have been complaining about the constant pollution of their water bodies and how that has incessantly created a difficult livelihood for many of them. We're told that Royal Motors robbers nabbed at Odam. Two suspected robbers were Dominion Alfred and Felix Sandy, believed to be connected to the Royal Motors daylight robbery in Accra recently. They've been arrested by the police in the Eastern region after exchange of gunshot at Achimoda. We're told that the public relations officer of the Eastern region, ASP Ebenezer Tete, good morning to you though, told the Daily Guide that the suspected armed robbers were arrested at a spot between Akim Asantemang and Akim Aprokumase near Akim Subwa. So those are the stories we have. Now let's go to the center spread of the Daily Guide. It's a News One pullout. So we go there. It says, I used to be a costume designer. Nana Amma McBrown, she's there. The News One pullout says,
I listened to him on Hits FM.
Okay.
I listened to her on Hits FM. Sometime this week. Was it yesterday? No, okay. Wednesday.
She said she used to be a costume
yesterday
designer.
Was Wednesday, so this will be Tuesday. So she was talking about, the question was, you know how recently it's come out that some producers sleep with people who want
whether
to
they slept with her or not.
So, and then she said...
But she won't say
No. But she said that during her time, even when she wanted to audition and get a place, there was the question of costuming, which she didn't even know what it was. So that was the opening that was available.
Okay.
And she didn't even know what it was, but she just simply said she would do it. So she was ironing clothes for actors and actresses on the set. She was taking care of their costuming.
How she made
so that's how, exactly. Even though she didn't get in like that, but that was what was available, and she was ready and willing. And she said she had a card then, and you could imagine somebody who was a bit self-made, who wanted to be an actress, but the job she was really doing was taking care of people's costume.
Oh, she said that. You've summarized everything in the story. It's right
but there are many other things. You know, Nanama background, she's an amazing person. She's got an incredible story as well. And a piece of what has made her is always very inspiring.
Wow.
I kind of like just paid attention to her. So she was interviewed on Hits FM on Tuesday morning on their morning show.
Wow. Yeah. That's great. That's great.
So she started off, and then she said, so at the time, she didn't know anything like that existed.
Yes.
And then she said that, well, if the man, she mentioned the person's name.
So she did that for 6 years.
If the person actually liked women or was looking to sleep with them before giving them roles, then she didn't know that. And the people that she was working with also probably didn't know that. Yeah,
sure.
But now, you know, some of the ladies actually go at these producers and directors
to make sure they have
almost
roles.
Yeah. Have I ever mentioned to you that somebody did somebody a favor? I mean, it's, you know, in this country, you have to know someone sometimes to make things a bit easier. So this young lady wanted to do service, and my friend who works with a financial institution kind of spoke to a boss, and you know, she got a place, but she was looking to pay back, and my friend Franklin didn't know that, and he was very surprised because the lady was availing herself, and then she finally said, okay, I know you do it, so do it. And then he said, what should I do? And then he said, oh, maybe you want lunch or something, and then, you know. And then he said, no, I didn't do it with any intention. I will do it if I can for anybody that I know. So sometimes the young ladies are also expecting, because they know it's a norm. It's become almost a norm now. So everybody's looking to pay back. Wow. After all, no free lunches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's serious.
But the point is, if you're going to be acting, you're exposing yourself. It's your talent that you're sharing. That's your profession. That's your job.
That should be your
You should be paid for it.
Yes.
Why are you paying double?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why would I want to work with you and I'm sleeping with you? Then I might as well just stay home and sleep with you and get the money.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, so the other story also there, the News One pull-out center spread of the Daily Guide newspaper. Don't engage our artists without our approval, and that's xylophone. I was reading this story earlier.
Oh, please.
But I was thinking that if you have...
Why are they always exposing themselves?
Well, yeah, so I was thinking if you have an agreement, and this one we're talking, it's a contract, but you have an agreement with an artist, the artist should know what the items, their line items are in the agreement, what the clauses of the agreement say.
Something is not right about
so
this
even if I'm approached as an artist, I rather would have to refer whoever approached me to my management or my record label, if that is what is stipulated in my
You know what? I think if that
so
they
you
don't
rather
have
coming to the public and saying this is not the
it's
best.
exposing your weakness. It's exposing your unprofessional. Listen, Kwakese is an amazing guy. I like him very much, and I would say that like I'm cool with him, but I would never call Kwakese direct if it has to do with an appearance on the show.
Who would you call logically?
I'll call Kevin. That's the person who manages him. So it's just natural. Why would you call an artist direct? But Manifest is my guy. If I want Manifest, I'll call Free.
Okay.
You get it. So if xylophone, if people are going to your arts direct, then there must be something wrong with your structure.
But I want to ask, what xylophone seem to have? It looks like they have their management. I thought they are supposed to be the management of the artists, because it looks like the artists have their management. I
told you. I think
and
the
then
whole,
they still have,
we don't understand.
Or you can have your management.
I think we don't understand.
You make your management known to your record label. Is that it? Because they're supposed to be record label and management.
Roland, I don't know. I don't know how the whole xylophone deal works. Maybe we would have to bring in Sammy Flex one of the days.
Right.
Because there's so many questions that we ask about xylophone.
Because there's some quotes here, and you know, he appeared on
who's that?
That is Namwan. Nana Apiamensa. He's a CEO.
He appeared on his radio station.
Yes. And so he's being quoted here saying, he says that secondly, our company is also entitled to all that acts, it's entitled to do all that acts which is reasonably necessary to arriving at the realization of net profit directly attributable to the merchandising of artists' work, their name or likeness. So they are supposed to promote them. I mean, basically that's
I still don't understand.
Yeah,
I still don't understand.
Yeah, so because they are supposed to realize net profit, so you create wealth for them.
Maybe I have to take my time and read what is there, then I probably would get
and then contrary to, he says that and his fellows must seek the expert consent. Okay, he said contrary to, there shall be a deemed deliberate infringement on the right of person. Okay.
Are you reading to yourself or you're reading to us?
No, I think he was reading from the contract or a document. So the story really doesn't capture.
So we'll take our time and read it.
So we have other stories there. We go to the News One pull out. High expectations for Kafui Danko's maiden book. Good morning to you, Kafui Danko. I hope that you're good. It's been a while. And we have Chase Forever out with Broken Telephone, and R&B artist Chase Forever is out with
Chase. Is Chase there?
Yeah.
Hey.
I think he lives outside Ghana, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So
but it's definitely been a very long.
Yeah. So he's out with the new song. So those basically are the stories we have.
I've got the Finder. It's a Thursday, so Business Finder, front page of the Business Finder now. Banks' investment in T-bills, Treasury bills, dropped by 21%. Is so disheartening. I have some small CDs there now. I don't know. It breaks my heart. I'm sure the entire money is gone now.
It's
so at the end of December
11% or what?
Okay, let me just. Let's see. Banks' investment in Treasury bills reduced significantly to 57.1% at the end of December 2017 from 78.1% the same period the previous year, the latest banking sector report published by the Central Bank has revealed. So according to the report, banks' overall investment in Treasury in bills and securities grew by 29.6% as at December 2017, slower than 53.0% annual growth recorded in December 2016. What you're asking for, I guess, is embedded in the story somehow. So, Roland, you have to... Okay, so the slower pace of growth was attributed to 5.3% contraction in short-term bills. Okay, Roland, you have to read the story, then, you figure out what the... Yeah, how it works. So, okay, so the rate dropped to 16.7%, 91 days, and 17.91%, 182 days. and trended further downwards to 13.3% on the 91 days, and then 13.81% 82 days in November 2017. So I don't know, man. They've been dropping at the beginning of 2016. The Treasury bills rates for the 91 and 182 days were at 22 and 23% respectively. The rates began to drop from January 2017. So that's where we saw from the 22 and 23. Now we saw 16.7, which is really, really low, and then 17.91 as well. It came down to 13.3%. and 13.81. I wonder what it is right now. It could be going to 10 or something. This is unbelievable. Wow. All right, so details of that story in the Business Finder newspaper. Also, $60 million NIB judgment debt case review application dismissed. I think it was carried in one of the newspapers. I brought you bits and pieces of that. Let's do the Business and Financial Times, and then we will change and go to myjoyonline.com. So the Business and Financial Times now. Supervisory Ministry brouhaha leaves NPRA without board. That story is on page 3 in the Business and Financial Times. Cocoa Board assures lenders it will repay $1.3 billion loan despite setbacks. MTN to list on the Ghana Stock Exchange by June. Development deficit in mining areas has far-reaching implications, according to the Mines and Energy Committee chairman in Parliament. Back page of the Business and Financial Times. Olam launches local chapter of GROW, G-R-O-W, is the globally reaching Olam women, a dynamic voluntary association of women workers in Olam worldwide operations. MTN offers security solutions to protect consumers. Another story here on the back page of the Business and Financial Times newspaper. Really, that will be it for the hardcore newspapers. Now,
all right, so we have to do online, and we go to myjoyonline.com as always. And, well, as always, also, you can get interactive. Facebook, JoyNews on TV. We also have our Twitter handle at JoyNews on TV. And you can always watch us live. We have a channel on YouTube, My Joy Online TV. But, well,
apologies, we can't do your messages at this time of our show, but we certainly will in the course of our program this morning. It's Consumer Rights Day today. Consumer Rights Day today. And I think there are two questions that we are asking. First of all, what do you even know about consumer rights when we talk about consumer rights in Ghana? The focus for the world is the digital marketplace, so a fairer digital marketplace. We have a conversation. We've got a representative from the Ghana Standards Authority joining the conversation as well. And there was a certain bill to protect consumers in Ghana that was drafted back 2008. We were supposed to push it and see it through. I mean, it's just like the right to information bill that's like
has
we've been
been
chasing
hanging in there for a long
but
time.
This one got lost. As for the right to information, at least it found its way to Parliament, except that it couldn't get passed, and so we will try and see. We'll try and figure it out and test ourselves as well, if we know our rights.
And constantly, Kofi Kapito, Chief Executive of the Consumer Protection Agency, has been advocating for that passage of that bill. The various sections of the way services are offered in Ghana that he seemed to have a problem. Indeed, that many consumer groups.
It's not only him, all of us. We have issues. All of us have issues. But let's do myjoyonline.com, Roland.
So we go to return mission schools to churches, government urged, and the very Reverend Samuel Kwekuopuku, he's the Superintendent Minister of Ebenezer Methodist Church, Bantama Kumasi, has called on government to return mission schools to the churches to help improve. So you have to go on to myjoyonline.com to buy, to get more of those stories.
To buy the stories?
Yeah, my eyes were on BB Energy to buy. Just came to my. Okay, so use your own superpower, and it's about how young people can find their own strength in themselves. All right, so let's go. We have NDC will stand by Opuni to fight Cook charges, Kofi Adams, and the NDC will rally behind former Cocoa Board boss Dr. Samuel. Stephen.
No, Stephen.
Okay, it's been put here as Samuel. So, who is facing some charges for causing financial loss to the state. Reduced electricity tariff takes effect from April 1, according to the PRC. PRC says although the review tariff for electricity takes effect on Thursday, March 15, 2018, it will begin to reflect on April 1. What kind of statement is this? Prosecute your own and stop hounding political opponents. NDC Ashanti Regional Chapter. They issued a statement accordingly. Deputy Minister under fire over his shoot to kill advocacy. Who is firing him? We don't know anybody whether he's dominated the media. He said if he has the power, he didn't say that it should be the norm. Akapo copper deaths, lab results apparently reveal corn flour contained pesticide. Oh, may their soul rest in peace. 6 persons lost their lives in that process. NIB Dominion case. Supreme Court dismisses review application. And the Supreme Court dismissed a review application seeking to overturn its own decision on a 60 million judgment debt case against the National Investment Bank, the NIB. Let's go up, scroll up. We have a couple of stories. The BB Energy needed permit to buy crude. Edward Bauer throws out boss lies. Because it really even didn't make sense to say that even though you're coming to take crude from our shores to go, whether you're going to refine it somewhere or going to use it somewhere, you don't need any kind of...
They said it's an open market. And
no,
that,
but
and that it wasn't their business. It wasn't their business. Boss says it's not their business. Right. They don't care. You know, they don't care once you're a trader. And then they want us to believe that this is so technical an area. Those of us who don't know the boss business, we have no business talking about them. Apparently, it's a special area, you know. Boss is so special. We're looking forward to that court case that, you know, the boss at Boss has taken on. A lot of people are looking forward.
The reputational damage
to the court action. So we're ready, man. Yeah, we're ready. Our boss. Interesting.
Anyway,
Bust is our own. We can talk about bust. So ready.
We have a couple of stories there on the page. Many of the videos there, they've all been linked to the YouTube channel, My Jawline TV. What will we do, CTFM?
Opponent's prosecution, a case of injustice. That's in court according to national organizer of the NDC. Will permanently tackle farmer header clashes. That's our president speaking there. Question finance ministry for a, what is it, 1,800 muscle cars? Not me, Ajo Asafo says. And then Opuni will be exonerated. Ashanti NDC accuses government of witch hunting. So you know how it is swinging already. That's City FM Online. Banco debts lab result reveal toxic substance in condo. The Food and Drugs Authority has stated that the 6 persons who died, and then, you know, you have to click on the story and read the rest of it. That's
a very sad incident.
Very sad. And I think that the FDA has really been slow in communicating with Ghanaians because they are not exactly through with the tests. But I was thinking that from time to time, they will be issuing statements and say, this is where we are with the investigation. This is what we found, even though we're not 100% through with the testing. And so for now, people should take precaution in this or that or that or that. We haven't really seen that. It's just either, yesterday I listened to Captain Smart talking to an official from the FDA. And it's almost as if now we are, is when the media asks the questions. That's when they speak. But you should be acting on your own. This is something that has happened.
Public interest, public information.
Every step of the way you should be assuring, because as human beings, 6 lives, 1 life is, can you create 1 person? You cannot. No. 6 lives that have been lost in this. And there are people who actually don't know if it is the banku, if it's the okro, if it was the dry condo, if it was how it was kept, you know, like that kind of thing. So you should be keeping people updated. You don't wait for a radio station to call you before you start giving answers. Or you don't wait for a COPEC to come up with something before you start trying to defend yourself and give answers. I think that we're tired of that. People should be responsive You should be coming forward with the information.
As public agencies.
You shouldn't wait for people to come to you. That's the FDA,
Because
Food and Drugs Authority.
Yeah.
This is rights at your doorsteps, and you don't expect that media will come to you before you give the public information. That's why we've been chasing the right information. This is where we are, and sometimes it's very frustrating, really frustrating. But let's talk about two things we'll talk about before we knock off on the show. Australia says SA white farmers persecuted, that's in quotes. But in the US, I think one of the topical things is the march by school children, is the walkout that's been staged by school children, leave class to protest shootings. And we'll bring you, okay, so here we go with some of the marches that happened in parts of the US. So we're told that students and teachers took to the streets beginning at 10 a.m. U.S. time, March 14, in about 2,500 protests across the country, demanding safer schools and the end of mass shootings. So there you have it. More of a recap of things that happened with these school children. Definitely on a course, and they are determined to see something through. In just a little bit, it was almost like the President, Donald Trump, was trying to get something going, and then, oh gosh, yeah. But the school children simply will not give up. So that's it with the march, the protests with the school children. Like, you're looking at him, he looks like somebody who will be president someday. Sometimes you can see the leaders from some of these things that happen. You can see from their looks, and we know that well, some of the marches were across the U.S., Florida, Washington. They've had too many school shooting incidents. Yeah. It's horrible. Well, it's gun violence is always a controversial issue in the United States. Yeah. The last one killed 17 people. Yeah. 17 people. You never know if there's a next one. You never know the number of people that could be dead in that. So that's it with the shooting. As we roll the pictures, okay, all right, let's do some of your messages. Ben, are you in love with me? Ben sends me a message that I can't read, but you know, that's why I'm asking the question, Ben. So you know what, respond. Let's see, I'll give the phone to Roland. Roland Kana says, bring your application. Here's a message from Fred. Fred says, good morning. Why not discussing the tariff reduction? We want to know how it will be done to affect us. Fred, it's not happening today. Yeah, but we had a thorough discussion on it when we had Ishmael Ejekumhene, who is the head of the technical committee. Yeah. Is that it? He chairs the technical committee, but there are people within the PURC that should be explaining exactly. Yeah. So he came to give us some great description about how it all works, and how we as consumers ultimately will be beneficiaries. It's going to take full effect from the 1st of April. Yeah. So, Roland, you know, Suleimana is in Tamale, and he thinks that I am cheerful, you're kind of sad. But he's attributing that exactly to the Chelsea loss yesterday. And I said that I had a special dedication. I think so I'm just here tired. We go. I've got a special song. And because you didn't watch the game, I know that Benedict will be here. But in the meantime, he's not. So just so you catch up with what happened yesterday. Oh, say Chelsea. Oh, it's a special song, special dedication to Roland. Just open his mouth like he doesn't know what is happening. I thought that was a Man U. Today I'm doing the sports. Don't worry. That was a Man U. We are not talking Man U because Man U wasn't 3-0. Masa, hello. For day God. I feel like opening the phone lines right now so we can share Roland out. What do you say? You could. Okay, let's do it. We can do it for 2 minutes. 0302-211-69102. 0302-211-69102. Give me a call in the next 2 minutes. Let's see if we can share Roland up. Yesterday, he was so quick. He wanted to talk about Manchester United, and suddenly he doesn't want to any longer. He doesn't even want to talk about his own Chelsea. Oh, I didn't watch. Tell me about what happened. What happened yesterday? I didn't watch the match. I only got to see the results this morning. Yeah, really? You didn't go to any joint to go and watch the game? Bad chow. Never. What if somebody calls, somebody who was at that spot with you? Never ever?
Never. So Benedict also will be here. But
Benedict is not.
We're already
not
getting
yet.
the phone's buzzing.
We're doing it in 2 minutes. Here's a message. Okay, this is it. So we're going back to Manchester United.
Why?
And then we're going to compare.
Why? Why?
Hi. Abdul Fatal is joining us. Abdul Fatal, good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Good morning. Thanks for calling. What do
Abdul,
you want
good morning.
Roland, keep quiet, la.
Are you a Chelsea fan?
Roland, quiet.
Yes, both.
You are both. Both
Yes,
of what?
Both means Chelsea is my first team, and then Barcelona is my second team.
Okay, good. Good for you then.
Yes, but rather unfortunate that yesterday I predicted that Barca will score Chelsea 2-1.
Okay, then you are in a good. You are in a good mood.
I wasn't having the privilege to watch the game, so can you quickly brief me what happened?
Okay, hang up. It's showing on your screen that you can see. Benedict is.
Yeah.
Wait. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Roland missed it, so this playback is just for Roland. Richard Tete is joining us. Richard, good morning to you, Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Mama V.
Richard, are you mourning or is Yenaya Bo Pepe?
Mama V, I'm happy, Papa.
Hey,
I'm enjoying with you.
Mr. Tete.
Yes.
We will see you.
Mama V, I'm enjoying with you.
Nice,
Initially,
nice.
you really made my. Initially, I decided to go and then at least have a glimpse of it. I was just going to watch it. When I went there, it was already 2-0, so there was no need to even continue watching. So last Tuesday, I was worried because Manchester United couldn't progress to the next stage. But unfortunately for Chelsea, and then somehow I'm happy.
I don't know.
So Roland,
Black man.
Roland,
That's all.
Typical black man.
That's all.
Typical black man.
Thank you, Richard. We'll come and put solitaire for your mouth. Keep quiet. I want people to empathize with you. Salim is in Tamale. Salim, good morning. Hello, Salim.
Hello, good morning.
Salim, you are smiling. Are you mourning or Charlie?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Aha.
Oh,
nice.
you're a Barca fan.
Roland, quiet.
Charlie, make you kata.
Tell Roland to he should just accept the fact that it was the power of Barcelona it has overtaken Chelsea. That is all.
Yeah, I know, right?
Thank you, Salim, for calling. We've got to wrap this up, people. This is unusual. This was just a little dedication to Roland. So thank you, Richard, Salim.
I'm
Abdul
reading
Fattah.
newspapers.
I think we will take a last call. Are we? Okay, all right. Benedict is coming up with detailed sport. If you missed the game, Barcelona, Chelsea, well, what can I say? 3-0. Like, they couldn't even, oh my God, you guys couldn't find the posts?
Don't worry.
I'm worried.
The next time we're going to beef up our team and do very well. Chelsea is always one of the best clubs in the world, so no problem at all.
Oh my God.
Barcelona
Chelsea.
only had the better of us yesterday. That's all.
Chelsea.
It's just a game.
Oh, but what?
We're taking a break. When we come back, Benedict and the rest of the team over here with the latest sports stories.